Hello, so I'm coming to you guys the night before our appointment because I got a fun package in the mail that I want to unbox. But this whole video is going to be about our first official high-risk appointment. Checking on the blood flow from the placenta to the baby. I will go more into depth about that tomorrow after our appointment. But basically, we're going to be having these appointments every week. It's looking like it'll be on Fridays, so tonight is Thursday night. But just to give you guys a recap, if you didn't watch my previous video before this. So at 22 weeks at my anatomy scan, baby was measuring in the 10th percentile, which is anything 10 or below is growth restricted and high risk. Anything 10 or above is still small, but okay. We scheduled a follow-up 4 weeks from our anatomy scan. So at 26 weeks, which was last week, I went in and they measured the baby and she dropped to the 5th percentile. So that now makes us fetal growth restricted and considered high risk. So that is where we're at. If you want any of the other information about that, go watch my last video. The recap is everything looks great with the baby. The blood flow from the placenta to the baby is beautiful. Everything looks good. She's just measuring small and they are concerned that she did drop. So they're not sure why. Basically every week I have to come and they're going to just check the blood flow of the placenta to the baby and make sure that's still good. So tomorrow will be the 3rd time they check it. I'm praying that it just continues to be good because then that is more of a likely indicator that she's just small. So, and then when I'm 30 weeks, which I'm 27 weeks now, at 30 weeks, they'll do another growth scan to see what she's measuring at. And we are hoping and praying that she's either growing at the same rate or has gone up in her percentile. So if she's above the 10th, we don't have to go to those appointments anymore and we'll be taken out of that growth restricted high risk category and we'll just continue our normal OB appointments. If she's still under the 10, we have to continue those appointments. Anyway, if you want more information, go watch my last video or just keep watching because I might have even more information to tell you guys after our appointment. But the whole point of this and me starting this video tonight is I want to show you guys what we got in the mail. So we got one of our registry items in the mail. I have no idea who it's from. I have no idea if there's a note inside. I potentially might have to go into my registry and get spoiled of what was bought so that I can see who sent this to me. I don't know who this could be from, so. Ugh. Obviously, it has to be assembled and all of that, but it is our swing, our Graco swing. This is the one that everyone recommended. That's what it looks like. Everyone was recommending this to me. Some people send you, like, if they bought you a big gift, like this happened for the wedding too, they'll send you the gift ahead of time so that they don't have to lug, like, a huge box with them to the actual shower. I had my bridal shower, like, 8 months ago. And I'm already having a baby shower at the end of March. So, like, I still have, like, a month and a half. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a note in this. I guess I shouldn't open it because we have nowhere to put it right now, but I'm excited. It has all the stuff in it. I'm excited to put it together. The only other baby items I have besides, like, the literal bins and bins of hand-me-down baby clothes from my cousin who I am so thankful for because I don't know what the heck I would do without all of those bins and bins of baby clothes because I basically don't need to buy baby clothes. Like, anything I buy is just for fun at this point. I'm doing a whole, like, nursery decoration video, but the nursery right now is, well, empty. Besides the closet that's packed with those bins of baby clothes. It's empty in there and I'm 27 weeks. So we're in the process of getting it prepped for painting, and then in the next 2 weeks our furniture is supposed to be delivered, and then we'll be able to start, like, really decorating and everything, and then we're getting things from the shower. So anyway, the hope is that the nursery will be done by a month before my due date, which is April 15th. Now, if the doctors start telling me, like, you're gonna need to deliver, like, 36 weeks, then we will obviously scrambled to get the nursery done. It's not a concern right now that I'll need to deliver early, so we're not operating like that, but it is something that could potentially happen. Anyway, I'm, like, super rambling. This is so cute. I want to play. I want to, like, put it together and do it. Small footprint, which I don't know what that means. Like a carbon footprint? I don't know. Option to plug in, 2-speed vibration, 15 songs and sounds, deep plush seat, and head support. So I'm assuming that's for, like, the newborns, but they can't sleep in this, so remember that when you buy your swings, they can't sleep in this. Anyway, I'm rambling, like, really bad, so I will check back in with you guys tomorrow for the appointment and hopefully it's status quo and goes as normal. I had a completely different like but like I was gonna come on here with like my makeup done, like looking fresh, like looking good, because I hate how I look in my last pregnancy update video when we found out about her being high risk and everything. But today has just been the most insane work day of my life. And I was in a meeting for 3 hours, and it wasn't just like the meetings where you just sit there and listen. Like I was sharing my screen, actively like doing work while they just watched me. But anyway, we are 2 minutes out from our appointment, and fingers crossed everything is okay. They're just checking the blood flow. She has been kicking and moving a lot today, so like I know she's good. We don't really know what to expect. I think they're gonna be pretty short appointments. We don't know.
I hope that they're just short and easy.
Yeah, just short, things look good, on your way. Yeah. But we'll find out. This is our first one, so yeah, I'll let you guys know what ends up happening. Hopefully it won't be like a day later because things didn't go well. I don't think we'll be getting any news today. See you after the appointment. Well, okay, I'm trying out new camera settings because it hasn't really been working for me. Oh boy, so every time I film, I do have the intention of coming on here, like with makeup, looking cute, looking fresh. But every time it just doesn't happen as planned. So it has been quite a few hours. My appointment was at 3. I wasn't seen until like 4. A couple of things. Baby looked good, just like she did last week. Blood flow looked good, just like last week. Ultrasound went great. We got a couple of cute pictures. So they have had the worst trouble trying to get like a picture of her face because she's been head down and like squished against the edge of my uterus. So they haven't been able to get like a good face picture. They were able to get a picture of her sucking her thumb. I don't know if you can tell, but she's sucking her thumb, and those are her fingers, that's her thumb, and those are her lips and her nose. I think this picture is the best for it. Look at that. That's her side profile. That's her nose, her mouth, and then that thing right there is her thumb. How cute! So anyway, like we're getting these cute pictures. Everything looks good, and then she goes, okay, like the doctor's gonna come in, and like the ultrasound tech, like they can't really tell you much, but she did say like everything looks good, like, and then the doctor comes in and goes, everything looks great, like we'll see you next week. And I'm like, cool, awesome. But prior to this, I had, like I mentioned earlier, had a really stressful day at work. I literally, going into this appointment, was like, I bet you my blood pressure is gonna be high. And then I had a headache because the sun was beating in, and now I'm like, was the headache because of my blood pressure? But I'm getting to that. So I go in. As soon as I come in, she's like, okay, I'm just gonna take your labs and then you'll go out in the waiting room and wait longer. So I did get my labs done, like basically as soon as we walked in, but then we still didn't get seen by the doctor until like 4 p.m., even though my appointment was for 3, but anyway. And they weigh me, and then they do my blood pressure, and she's like, it's a little elevated. It's like 140/70. And I was like, oh, like, okay. And I was like, I had a stressful day at work. And she's like, do you normally have high blood pressure? And I'm like, I don't take it at home, but like every time I'm at the doctor, like it's usually like 120. She was like, okay, like, you know, it could just be like the stressful day at work. Everything happens, I get scanned, everything. And then we're about to leave the doctor, and waiting outside of our room that we were in for the appointment was the nurse that took my blood pressure, and she goes, I'm just gonna take your blood pressure one more time. And I'm like, oh, like, okay. And at this point, like, I had been sitting in the waiting room for an hour. I had been like, just kind of like sitting on the table. Like I wasn't super stressed. I still had a little bit of a headache, but I was still like a little bit amped just from the day I had. And so she takes my blood pressure and she goes, it's the same. And I'm like, okay. She's like, it's still elevated. And I'm like, okay. And then we wait another 10 minutes. Still elevated. So how they indicate high blood pressure is that top number being anything over 140 or over. So I'm on the low end of the high blood pressure, but they are concerned that it didn't go down. I had to go out and buy a blood pressure machine. Shout out to my mom for gifting us this. So I had to get this handy dandy blood pressure monitor. I have to measure in the morning and at night, and then on Mondays I have to submit my results for the whole week. So I'm gonna be doing it this whole weekend, submitting it on Monday, and then I have my follow-up about the blood pressure on Tuesday. And so on top of that, at my OB, they have a lab downstairs. So if they want you to do blood work, you just go down to the lab. It takes 10 minutes, you're good. But at this place, they handed me a LabCorp prescription and said, go to a LabCorp, get your test done. They handed that to me at 4:30 on a Friday. They all close at 3:30 on Fridays, and only a select few are open on Saturdays from 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. So Zach and I are gonna go bright and early when it opens tomorrow and get my labs done. So they're just gonna take my blood, and I have to do a urine sample, and then hopefully the results come back okay on Tuesday. They're just checking for any early signs of preeclampsia, protein in the urine, all of that, all of my other blood results have been coming back normal. I haven't had any protein in my urine yet. They take my urine every single time I'm at the OB and I'm at this high-risk doctor. I'm hoping like my blood pressure just for this whole weekend stays normal. I'm hoping it's normal at the OB. I'm hoping it's normal at my follow-up on Tuesday. I'm hoping my labs come back normal. And I'm hoping they can just be like, oh, it was a fluke because you had a stressful day of work. And not to like toot my own horn, but the doctor called me skinny. She was like, you know, you're young, you're thin. I don't see any reason why your blood pressure would be high if it hasn't been prior to this. And I was like, I'm thin? Thank you. So anyway, she was like, some women just have higher blood pressure when they're pregnant, and it is like a concern. Like, don't get me wrong, like it's not like a good thing, but like if it's just, it kills me because if it were like 139 over 70, I wouldn't be here, but it was 140, and they said 140 and above, they make you monitor yourself, and it was exactly 140. Like, oh my gosh. I have to keep telling myself, like, if something is wrong with my blood pressure, it's a damn good thing they're checking it. It's a damn good thing I'm monitoring it. Like last week, I was gonna have this be like a whole like weekend video, but I think I'm gonna start a new vlog tomorrow. But in the meantime, I got some things from Amazon. Maybe I'll do my first blood pressure reading on camera. Okay, so I just got these plain gray rugs. Came with one little one to go by our shower and one long one to go by our sink. Just plain. Our bathroom is like bright blue. We got a new shower curtain, giving hotel vibes, except for it's too long and it drags on the bottom. That's my fault. But anyway, yeah, we have a blue bathroom because it's an older house. And we don't have actual blinds in here yet, so we're using paper temporary blinds still, which we just got rid of in the living room. Go check out my painting the living room video because I'm so proud of that. And also it took us a while, so go watch that video. But we put new blinds up downstairs. We're probably gonna put those same blinds up here when we have the funds for it, because I don't know if you guys know this, but it is not cheap to like get blinds. Blinds are like expensive. And instead of returning these curtains that are too long, I'm going to just hem them at a later date when I have the time. There it is, so beautiful. And all the bath mats are all curly, but yay, new bath mat. Another exciting thing came. So, okay, the baby's room, like I explained yesterday, the baby's room is like nowhere near ready, but here's my 2 breast pumps. And then my travel bassinet for my mom's. So I showed you guys the swing yesterday. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Our bassinet came. I am so excited. We decided we didn't want to get one that like vibrated or anything, because we didn't want the baby to like rely on like any kind of vibrations or anything to go to sleep. Like that transition from the crib to the bassinet, I don't want it to be like any harder than it has to be. We got the Halo Bassinet Nest Swivel Sleeper. I know that one of the Halo Bassinets is, what is she looking at? Not being recalled, but like people are calling for it to get recalled because of safety concern, because it's like only on 2 legs, which I almost got this one, so I'm really happy I didn't. So they're like worried it might tip over, but this one has like the 4-leg stand. So it's like sturdier. So this one's still good to go. This is not the one that people are upset about. I'm so excited for this stuff. I'm so excited for it. I want to put this stuff together so bad and just like have it in the baby's room, because I'm not going to put the bassinet in our room until it's like closer to time. It is going to be like a little bit tight in there and like a tripping hazard, so we'll put it in there when it's ready. But I want to like build everything and set everything up, but like I mentioned yesterday, we have to finish painting the room, all of that stuff, before we can really like put anything in the baby's room. Blood pressure machine unboxing. I got the Omron brand. I just like, the reason I think I'm not taking this so hard is because I'm like, there's just no way that I have high blood pressure on top of everything else going on. That would be silly. I'm gonna take these readings and they're gonna be fine. I have nothing to base that off of besides just like, come on guys. Like this is stupid. Maybe I should read the instructions. I don't know anything about blood pressure. Like until I got pregnant, I really didn't know like what blood pressure readings meant at all. Okay, sit correctly. So I have to place my arm at the same level as my heart. Back and arm should be supported. Okay. Oh, place your arm cuff. So I'll put it like here, I guess. Keep feet flat and uncrossed. Okay, I can't reach the ground in this chair, but my back is supposed to be supported. This is not inclusive to short people, these instructions. Maybe I can make this lower to the ground. So the number to beat is 140/68. We don't want to beat that number. We want to be below it, but for accurate readings, avoid bathing, drinking alcohol, not doing that, or caffeine. I didn't do that prior to pregnancy either. Smoking, exercising, and eating for 30 minutes before. Rest for at least 5 minutes before taking a measurement. Okay, so I'm glad I'm resting because I just run up those stairs. So you know what? I'm going to give myself a few more minutes and finish a YouTube video that I was watching, and then I'll take it. The bottom edge of the cuff should be 1/2 inch above my elbow. It's not because this is thick. I hope that's okay. Inside, the air tube needs to be on the inside of my arm. I'm confused. Can you guys like tell I've never taken any kind of like nursing courses or anything? Okay, here we go. 126/87. I think that's pretty good. But like, is that still high for like being like at home? I don't know. So I realized I never closed out this video because my camera died mid-sentence, but that's it for this video. I took my blood pressure again this morning, twice, and it was 134/80. So it's still a little elevated, but under 140, which I think is the goal. So I'm just gonna keep monitoring it. Subscribe, and I have a few fun vlogs coming and a few home renovation videos coming. So stay tuned for all of that.